Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be discussing, is Efe Ajagba versus Martin Bakole a good fight? And I think it is, I think it really is a good fight. Efe Ajagba is one of those that has gone under the radar, probably because of the way he is outside the ring. You know what's sad? If you're not a huge personality, you don't promote yourself, then there's not little clips, across Twitter, across social media. But as a boxer, as a fighter, I think Efe Ajagba is a very, very durable heavyweight. And do you know what? In his early fights, you can see actually he's got a bit of knockout power and strength, but will he have that at the top level? I don't know, but he definitely is really durable. He's got good movement, and the interesting thing about Efe Ajagba is he's got 20 wins, 14 KOs and 1 loss. Now, his only loss was to Frank Sanchez, and that was on point, 10 rounds. And the interesting thing about Sanchez is most people he's knocked out. He's got 18 KOs. So already there, it tells you something about Efe Ajagba. And another interesting point is Efe Ajagba beat Guido Vianello, and then Guido Vianello TKO'd Makhmudov, and Makhmudov is very tough. So that already shows you, something that is interesting, when you look at styles and matchups and what that fighter goes on to do. So I would say Efe Ajagba is a very tough opponent. Now, if Martin Bakole can knock him out, then we know, okay, Martin Bakole's got real power, real knockout power, if he can knock Efe Ajagba out. Now, it depends how that fight goes. I could see a fully fit Martin Bakole knocking out Efe Ajagba, but if he's not in the best shape, he could beat Efe Ajagba on points, because he's probably going to, wobble him and, hit him with a lot of punches, hard punches, power punches. Depends what shape Martin Bakole comes in. And when you look at Martin Bakole, he's got 21 wins, 16 KOs and 2 losses. Now, one of those losses, maybe we shouldn't count because that's against Joseph Parker. The other loss was against Michael Hunter. Brilliant fight that, again, Martin Hunter was just too quick, just too good. Martin Bakole didn't really, maybe even in that fight, Martin Bakole wasn't in the best shape he could have been in with. But even if he was, I think Hunter would beat him. There's something about those cruiserweight heavyweights, cruiserweights that come up to heavyweight. Martin Bakole's best wins, in your opinion, do let me know in the comments. I'm going to share the ones that I've put here. I think Martin Bakole's best wins were against Jared Anderson, if we're looking at his record. But then, how good was Jared Anderson? He's a prospect, What's your thoughts on that? And I've put Sergey Kuzmin because I do rate Sergey Kuzmin. I think he's one of them very, very tough fighters, So that is a good win, Sergey Kuzmin. And I've put maybe Carlos Takam. However, Carlos Takam was 42 years old and had 48 fights. So, how much was left for Carlos Takam. So I don't know, should we count Carlos Takam? So let's say Jared Anderson and Sergey Kuzmin were Martin Bakole's best wins. But I do believe if Martin Bakole gets in there with more people, he can go on to be world champion. He has what it takes. He needs to find the right weight, maybe 18 stone on the dot, or 18 stone 5, 19 stone, somewhere around